It's that time of the year again. It's time for Last Figure Standing, and this video is my list of 10 characters, and I'm going to reveal them as a top 10. So let's start with my number 10, Obi Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith. This character makes a lot of sense right now since we recently got the Anakin from episode 3 in the 3-pack. It's the Sith version, but obviously they will eventually retool the head and give us the regular Anakin as well, for the main line. And whenever they do that, they should give us episode 3 Obi-Wan to go along with both versions of Anakin. Obviously it's a shame they didn't celebrate Revenge of the Sith and its anniversary this year, but let's hope that they do more from that movie in the coming years. Number 9 is Clone Wars Obi-Wan. We also got the Clone Wars Anakin this year, thanks to his live action appearance in the Ahsoka show. So obviously we need Clone Wars Obi-Wan to go with the Anakin figure. The one we have from TVC 1.0 is very outdated, with a very weird face and swivel hips. So a new one would be most welcome. And we also need a live action version of young Ahsoka from the flashbacks to go with the 2 Jedi Knights, and Rex, and the rest of the Clone Wars cast. But I repeat, give us Clone Wars Obi-Wan. And now for number 8, which is C-3PO. He's the only main character from A New Hope that has yet to be remade or retooled into the TVC line. All the A New Hope mains that we have gotten these last 2 years have been incredible, but the C-3PO we have right now in TVC is terrible. It's too short, and it has a very unnecessary gimmick. I much more prefer the Force Link 5PO A3PO, which is the one that I have on display right now. It is time for C-3PO to get remade, especially since that is a high mileage sculpt that will lead to dozens of other protocol droid figures over the years. And my number 7 is Leia from the modern Marvel published comics. Leia has had many looks in the current comics, including some from the movies, but there's one outfit in particular she has worn the most. It seems to be her white outfit from Empire Strikes Back, but with a different vest over it than the white one she wears in the movie. At this point, after so many years of Marvel comics, this version of Leia has become to X or Y degree iconic as well. It even appeared in the Battlefront II video game story mode, so we have seen it in a live action style, or close enough to live action. It is finally time that we get this Leia with the yellow vest and the popped collar, and if I'm correct about its connection to the Empire Strikes Back, then it might be a high mileage sculpt, because it could lead to new Bespin and hot figures of Leia. And my number 6 is Padme Amidala from the Clone Wars and from the Thrawn Alliance's novel. This is one character or version of a character that I am very surprised doesn't get requested too much. It's her most common look in the show, and it's a really cool and colorful design, and we have seen it in live action, more or less, thanks to promo art for the Thrawn Alliance's novel. And that piece of art, with Natalie Portman's likeness, is a great painting, and I am surprised that the release of that novel didn't create more interest in this version of Padme for TVC. Hopefully one day we see Padme again in live action, maybe in the Ahsoka show, in flashbacks. And if this is the outfit that she wears in live action, whenever that happens, if it happens, then hopefully it raises the chances of us getting this figure in the line. My number 5 is Jan Ors from the Dark Forces / Jedi Knight games. Jan Ors was Kyle Katarn's sidekick in the classic LucasArts video games, and eventually, if memory serves me correctly, she eventually became Kyle's love interest as the series progressed. Spoiler alert, my number 4 is going to be Kyle Katarn, and if we get Kyle in the line at some point, and I suspect that we will in the future, then they should give us his partner in crime as well. I'm shocked that there isn't much talk about Jan in the community, that she isn't being pushed and requested often. I think fans should always request for her when they request for Kyle, and plenty of people request for Kyle Katarn, so please don't forget to request for Jan as well, and other Dark Forces characters like the EU version of the Dark Trooper. My number 4, as I said already, is Kyle Katarn. Kyle was the protagonist of the Jedi Knight and Dark Forces series. These video games from the 90s and the 2000s are classic games from the LucasArts era of Star Wars video games, and Kyle is one of the most beloved characters from the old expanded universe, and from the gaming side of Star Wars. He was a mercenary who would eventually go on to become a Jedi Master within Luke's new Jedi Order. He helped fight against many threats like the Imperial Remnant and the Yuuzhan Vong. He helped train Mara Jade. He was a close ally and friend to the legendary Luke Skywalker. And as mentioned before, he was mercenary partners and eventually romantic partners with Jan Ors. So this is a very iconic character from a very legendary era of Star Wars storytelling, and we need him ASAP. My number 3 is the winner of this year's SWTVC March Madness, Mara Jade Skywalker. Mara Jade is an extremely popular character from the expanded universe. She is up there with Grand Admiral Thrawn in levels of popularity. She sadly has never made an appearance in the current Disney canon, and it might never happen, but her role in the old EU was huge. She was once the Emperor's secret right hand, and despite her final mission being to kill Luke Skywalker, she ended up becoming an ally to Luke, and eventually she would become a Jedi within his order, and also become his wife, and mother to their son, Ben Skywalker. This fiery redhead is so popular that she won March Madness this year, and I will have no issues with her winning Last Figure Standing. And now on to number 2, Prince Chisor. He was one of the main villains of Shadows of the Empire, a multimedia event that came out in 1996 by Lucasfilm, It had a comic, a novel, a soundtrack, action figures, and last but not least, a video game for the N64 and for PC. I got this game for Christmas of 1996 along with the N64, and it's still my favorite Star Wars video game of all time. I'm not saying it's the best one, obviously it's not, but I have a lot of affection for it, and I think it holds up better than people give it credit, and I want the villain in TVC. He exists in the Black Series, and hopefully he comes to TVC sooner or later. And I also want Luke in the red armor, Chewbacca as a bounty hunter, Leebo the robot, Goody the assassin, and of course I want the video game protagonist, Dash Rendar, and he's my number 1 for last figure standing. And he's a very underrated character. Many people call him a poor man's Han Solo, and I resent that. He is cool in his own right, and he has his own unique charm and persona. He is a smuggler, just like Han Solo, yes. And just like Han Solo, he's not an evil smuggler, he's not a hardcore criminal. He's a smuggler with a heart of gold. And he and his robot friend Leebo and their ship, the Outrider, get involved in a huge conflict against the Empire, the Black Sun criminal organization, and in the process, they become heroes. I love the Shadows of the Empire video game and the other components as well. And I love the figure that I have of him from Power of the Force. But we need a new one. We need a TVC version of all the Shadows of the Empire characters. So let's campaign together so Hasbro hears us and gives us Shadows of the Empire in TVC, just like they are doing now in Black Series. Thank you for watching, it means a lot, it always does. And I hope that all of you watching are participating in Last Figure Standing, and that next year you'll participate in March Madness. Together we can help TVC, and together we can push Hasbro to some degree to do the right things for us the fans and for the line and for Star Wars. So let's always work together towards those goals. And I also want to say that this is not our first TVC related video. We made several videos about the Republic gunship HasLab a few weeks ago, and in May we made some Revenge of the Sith videos for the anniversary, including the first Hype, Tie-ins, and Toys video, which has now become a series of videos. And we featured Star Wars in our stop motion videos in the past, many years ago, and that's something I want to revive again. Stop motion, I mean. So if you like what you're seeing here and you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing so you can stay tuned to our future videos. And once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.